Welcome here in Naples for the 11th edition of the Med Dialogues, the annual conference organized by ISPI and the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs to discuss the key challenges shaping the Mediterranean and the Middle East. Through these interviews, we're taking a closer look at the region's most pressing issues and at a possible path towards peace and stability. Over the past 2 years, the conflict between Israel and Palestine has entered one of its darkest chapters. In Gaza, tens of thousands of lives have been lost, and in the West Bank, the Palestinian Authority faces an unprecedented political crisis with growing instability on the ground. In this context, rebuilding governance and renewing institutions have become urgent tasks. To discuss the future of Palestinian politics and prospects for peace, we are joined by Hiba Husseini, fellow at the International Dialogue Initiative and member of the Palestinian Bar Association International Committee. Thank you for joining us. So, Mrs. Husseini, let's begin with the most recent news. Now that many Palestinian prisoners have been freed following the deal between Israel and Hamas, do you think that a conversation on Palestinian political renewal realistically can start? And is it possible to separate reconstruction from politics?
Certainly. First of all, thank you very much for having me. I think the future of Palestine is in terms of political discussion, is essential. Certainly, the cessation of fire and the going to the next phase must go hand in hand. We cannot let the state of affairs be postponed any further. You know, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict does not date to 2 years. It doesn't date to October 7th, of course. It dates to 1967, and with origins even in 1948 with the refugee problem. So as occupied people, we Palestinians want to achieve our freedom and our statehood. So we've been in a struggle for years and years and years, and decades, I should say. And therefore, we cannot abandon the moment. There's a lot of momentum now. We lost a lot of lives. There's been a lot of pain and suffering. And this is a moment to seize and to start constructive dialogue going forward.
Thank you. The Palestinian Authority is facing its deepest crisis in decades. What are, in your opinion, the key reforms or steps needed to restore its legitimacy and functionality?
Certainly. Yes, it has been facing challenges, that's for sure, internal and external. The internal challenges require reforms, governance, and of course requires election, which we have been seeking for a long time now. Externally, though, the challenges are even more enormous. Because remember, the Palestinian Authority is not totally independent in decision-making. There so much rests on the relationship with Israel. We don't have our own independent economic policies. We don't have our own independent trade policies. We don't have the flow of funding coming in from our trading activities except through Israel. We don't have open borders. We don't have import availability for and movement, so forth and so on. West Bank has over 1,000 military checkpoints, which means that most parts of the West Bank are isolated from each other. And we are certainly isolated from Gaza, and we are also isolated from East Jerusalem, where I come from. I live in Jerusalem myself. So I go to my office, for example, on a daily basis, and I have to cross a checkpoint back and forth. So these steps preclude the Palestinian Authority from playing its critical role in terms of governance, institutional capacity building, and in terms of providing for the people. True, we have internal issues, and most pressing, of course, is the reconciliation, the national reconciliation at the political level between, Fatah and Hamas, which was at the heart of this whole crisis as well. So we do have incredible challenges to face, both internally and externally, but we have to have an end to this occupation. And the end of this occupation has to be through a permanent peace with Israel. In order for us to build our house internally and externally.
Thank you. In these last weeks and months, let's say, that the international recognition of Palestine as a country is increasing. What kind of governance model could ensure both stability and representation for Palestinians in the years to come?
Certainly, well, the recognition, of course, comes very, very welcome. And we hope other countries like Italy, where we are, would follow suit very soon. This is going to be very important. We have very fine relations with Italy over the years, Palestinians and Italians. We're both Mediterranean. We have a lot in common. So we hope that this will come but I understand politics, of course. The right-wing governments here and so forth and so on, which is the same in other European countries that have not yet recognized, but it will come in due course. Now, in terms of our desire for a government, I think to build a democracy is the most important thing for us. I recall when we had our first election way back in 1996, it was one of the most democratically managed election, according to international observers. And we had hoped that we could continue along those lines, having a system of governance where we have I think what we have today is a reasonably good system. We have a president, we have a prime minister with a cabinet, we have a parliament. Now, our problem has been we have had a suspended parliament since 2007. So that's a very long time not to have a parliament. We haven't had elections since then, so it's a very long time not to have an election. So again, and it's not a fully representative government anymore, because the cabinet changes, the prime ministers change, but we are not accounting for our people in Gaza. We're not fully accounting for our people in East Jerusalem. So again, we have to build a full, comprehensive system. We have a good basic law, which was the equivalent of our constitution. We are drafting a new constitution now. And we believe that in due course, if we continue to strengthen our institutions and build a democracy based on checks and balances and a fully functioning parliament, a fully functioning cabinet, free of external pressures, will be of course the right type of government that we have.
Thank you so much, Hiba Husseini. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.